T1 is back! Have you ever wanted to play like them? After this video, you can! I will show you all the tricks they used to dominate BLG, from teamfighting, mechanics, and strategies. Let's kick things off by diving into the first action of the game, BLG's late invade on T1's red buff. It's a crucial moment in the game, and we will dissect it from two key angles: reasons behind the invade and execution of the invade. First, let's talk about the decision for invading. BLG's decision to walk into T1's jungle was driven by the fact that BLG's draft requires them to find an early game advantage to be able to beat T1. Picture it in this way. In a slow-paced standard early game, BLG would be like a car stuck in traffic, struggling to reach the destination. To secure the win, they need to take the express lane of a big early game advantage to arrive at the victory. And that's exactly what this invade represents. Taking risks to find advantages and put T1 in a position where they cannot play a standard slow-paced early game. The invade was unsuccessful for BLG and T1 came out ahead. But why? The second they saw BLG, they pulled back, denying the rel engage and putting the red buff aggro onto Shun. Both junglers' top priority is to maintain health. This is to ensure that they can smite secure the buff, but Shun is constantly losing health because of the red buff. Now BLG is on a timer, and they need to find an engage or kill the red buff before it takes too much of their health. Jarvan knows this, so he cleverly takes a safe position behind his teammates. This forces the rel to overcommit to reach Jarvan, and their teammates cannot follow this without exposing themselves. T1 can now shift their focus onto the other two BLG players as Jarvan escapes, and this secures the kill on Kai'Sa, and T1 has now successfully countered the invade. But the action doesn't end here. Keria chases down Shun and uses a very useful trick to make sure that he hits his Q. The moment Shun presses Q, he is locked into an animation and he cannot dodge. Keria then instantly uses Q to guarantee that it hits. Thanks to this trick, he can now catch up to Shun and secure T1's second kill of the game. Jumping forward a bit, T1 make a big fundamental mistake. That's right, not even T1 is safe from having their mistakes exposed. As I mentioned earlier, T1 aims to minimize unnecessary risks and capitalize on high percentage plays to extend their lead. However, their fundamental mistake here involves a risky move. Despite knowing Shun's recent path towards the bottom river, they choose to engage and start a fight. Such plays should only be made when they have a clear information about Shun's absence, and they can safely engage in a 3 vs 2 scenario with Jarvan's help. It's just T1 being cocky. After this, T1 adopts a more cautious approach, matching Shun's movements around the map and maintaining a defensive playstyle. Let's move into a critical sequence of events in the setup for Rift Herald. Shun, he initiates a botlane gank, forcing Keria to use his flash to avoid dying. Jarvan swiftly responds to defuse the situation. The primary objective of this BLG gank was to attempt to kill T1's botlane, but not for the gold, not for the lead, but to secure the first move from bot lane up to the upcoming Herald spawn. However, this attempt failed. And after this failed gank, the possibility of BLG playing for the next Rift Herald is effectively eliminated. Now Shun's strategic approach should shift, diverting his attention away from the Rift Herald and focus on returning to bot lane at the 8:30 minute mark to play on the cannon wave and set up a cross-map play. However, for some inexplicable reason, BLG opts to make a late rotation towards the Herald in an attempt to contest it. T1, they know they are in a favorable position and can therefore start a fight with confidence, knowing it's a high percentage play and their execution, it is clean. As the mid-game progresses, T1 continued to steadily grow their advantages by slowly securing the objectives and neutralizing BLG's threats. We are fast forwarding a bit now to a crucial team fight where T1's strategic prowess truly shines thanks to how they utilize their positioning. BLG attempts to collapse onto T1, hoping to catch them off guard. T1 makes an initial move to disrupt BLG's plan and buying time. Then swiftly decide to regroup, realizing the importance of coordinated positioning. Now T1 can leverage their range advantage, slowly poking BLG down and spacing them, denying any sort of engage from the enemy support. Eventually, Rel attempts to initiate a fight for BLG, but she's positioned too far away from her teammates. By this point, BLG is also significantly weakened from the poke, making it impossible for them to follow up on the Rel engage. As a result, T1 can slowly clean up and secure the Baron after winning the fight, which leads to them being able to break open the BLG base with the Baron buffed minions and then finish the game right after. Hello, it's Demon from the future. If you want to learn everything about these scenarios, I have a video on my Patreon where I explain everything in detail. It's only €2 and you only have to subscribe to the first tier to have full access to all the world's content. Hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.